Buddy, this is Brother Chooch for thinking out loud about the end times. Can you guys hear me okay? Need a thumbs up if you could hear me so we could get started. Okay, so you guys could hear me. That's great. So thank you for watching this special episode of Night Watch. We are on a mission, if you will. So TOL End Times will continue to watch and wait and search for the soon return of Lord Jesus Christ. We've done that from the beginning. We're going to continue to do that. But TOL End Times will now also add another ministry, which I'm quite excited about. And people are asking questions or wondering what's going on. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background and explain what the ministry is. And then we'll talk about a few other things too. But if you're really interested in finding out more about this TOL Special Forces ministry, you're probably would be inclined to watch the video tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which explains in detail what we'll be doing. But I'll give you some insight this evening. One is this is a ministry that is an outreach with the gospel, but we're using the internet. So about 7 or 8 years ago, I joined an atheist online group. The reason why I joined an atheist online group was because I wanted to infiltrate. I wanted to see if I could reach out to these individuals, and I got accepted into the group, and I started to post some things and direct message certain people, and it was really interesting couple of months. I got some not so nice responses. I got some questions. I had some debaters, and I got to share the gospel. Now, I can't say that anybody got saved, but I learned a lot about them. They learned a little bit about me, and they got to hear the gospel. And about 2 months into it, I got the boot. I got kicked out of the group for not complying with community guidelines. So, since that time, I thought to myself, the internet is a powerful tool, and Satan himself has been using it quite a bit in the past for his own agenda. And why can't we be on the offensive as the Church of Christ and share the gospel? Share the gospel. So what we're going to do is we've invited those with the gift of evangelism and also those who just want to share the gospel and be part of this ministry. We are going to have, we're going to target various groups, and we're going to pick one state at a time. We're going to have a map. We're going to have a war room. We're going to have a map of the United States, and we're going to attack one state in the United States at a time. Now, I'm not sure how we're going to do this, what kind of order we're going to go in. We might throw a dart at a map and see where it lands. We might look at the Urim and the Thummim, or we maybe just pray and see where the burden is. But what we're going to do is we've already got people signing up who have particular burdens. Some people are familiar with LDS Church. Some people are familiar with Jehovah's Witnesses. Some people are familiar with New Age practices. So I don't know what it is, but lately I'm interested in fortune tellers. Don't ask me why. Probably because as I've journeyed around my state, almost every city of, halfway decent sized city in my state has a fortune teller. And so I'm like, well, there's a lot of opportunities here to reach out to fortune tellers, to reach out to New Agers, to reach out to atheists, to reach out to Mormons, to reach out to Jehovah's Witnesses. And there's quite a list. So as we team up in pairs of twos or threes, we'll start doing some internet work, internet research. Now, I think I typed in today fortune tellers, and I picked just a state. I forget. Let's just pick Arkansas. I had a list come up of at least a dozen, and each one of them had their own website. And in most websites, you have a button you could press that has contact us, email us, and you get to send an email to whoever's in charge. And so one example might be, let's say I'm targeting fortune tellers in Arkansas. So I go to the Arkansas website, and maybe there's another brother or sister teamed up with me. So I go to Arkansas. I get a list of the various websites that are fortune teller websites that probably have a brick and mortar place or whatever, little house or little office, whatever. And I click the contact us section and I just share my testimony, or I just simply share the gospel. And I might create my own email that might be separate from my own personal email. So when if I get a response, I could check that particular email and see if I got any response. But the key to this ministry is it's not about debating these people. It's about sowing seed. It's about sowing seed. Now, I'm fully expecting that many of the emails that we reach out, or the posting on message boards or whatever, that we're going to get kicked out, we're going to get poo-pooed, we're going to get angry responses, they're going to be rejected. That's okay. We just keep sharing and saturate a state and then move on to another state until we get harpazoed. Because I don't think that we're going to be here too much longer to hit every state. And then we have a bunker, TOL bunker, in a Discord server where we gather for prayer, where we gather for fellowship, where we gather for encouragement. We would like a team of prayer warriors that are bathing us in prayer as we go out, because this is going to be pretty intense spiritual warfare. And we also check in and say, hey, you know what? Yesterday, I reached out to 3 different, what do they call it, Kingdom Halls, and sent an email speaking about the deity of Christ, speaking about, you know, some scriptures that challenge the Jehovah Witnesses on that Jesus is not the Archangel Michael, that Jesus was never created, that he's God in the flesh. And I got 0 responses, but I did send it to this one, and this one. And so we have to have some sort of record keeping, so we're not like we're able to follow up, we're able to get names, we're able to work in coordination with each other. And then also we can have in this group like some apologetics going on. So in other words, somebody says, okay, well, I'm in dialogue right now with a Mormon, and they have a question for me, and I don't really know how to answer it right now. So we could have a group of brothers and sisters who are really good at apologetics and say, here's some verses to use. Here's some of the doctrines that they believe. And this is a good counter argument, or this is a good question to ask them. So we really want to work as a team of dedicated soldiers for Christ who are using this technology, right, to get and help. Now, there are some of you, I see Christopher, Mr. Christopher here is a former LDS, happy to help with that community. Someone like you, Chris, is absolutely invaluable because you know what it's like to be LDS. And you also know what verses that they go by, and you know a little bit, you probably know quite a bit about the Book of Mormon and all these things. We need your help. We need your background and your experience. Okay. So anybody out there who still feels, and again, you don't have to be on the front lines going out and sending emails or joining groups or posting on message boards, but you could still be involved in this ministry in the apologetics piece, in the prayer piece, in the organization piece. Because to be quite honest with you, my hope is that a few of the soldiers that signed up will want to lead this ministry. I would like to be a part of this ministry. I'd like to get it going, but truly, I'd like to hand it off. I'd like to just like we have the TOL prayer warriors, folks. I'm I don't pray. It's the TOL prayer warriors that are praying. When they get a prayer request on that website, they're pretty autonomous. I'm not reading those emails and I'm not praying for you. I'm just being honest with you. But we got some good brothers and sisters at TOL prayer warriors are praying away. We also have another small ministry called TOL Grace Partners. That needs a little shot in the arm, but we hope that some of you are grace partners with each other to encourage and support each other during these times when you have little to no fellowship. Okay, so at the end of the day, we're looking at that. We're looking for these things to be able to have some good ministries going on. My main focus is still looking at things through eschatology and looking at the times we're in, and encouraging the church, carrying the church to the end, right? But I believe that this is a good evangelistic ministry. I think that it can be an awesome ministry. But to be quite honest, like I said, I would love to see two or three brothers and sisters who have a passion for this take the lead, grab onto the vision, take this thing and run with it as the Lord leads. Okay, The one thing that I have to make sure before we get going is that everyone who signs up for this ministry clearly knows what the gospel is. I can't have people saying that, um, you're saved by grace, but you keep your salvation by your good works. I can't have the message going out is that you're saved by grace, but you have to keep the law to maintain your salvation. These are things that we're going to create a big problem. We got to make sure that everybody's on the same page. We believe in the gospel of grace. 1 Corinthians 15, verses 1 to 4, very clear. It's Jesus and Jesus only, right? And we embrace eternal security of the believer. And so if that's if we have half the people who are soldiers don't agree on what the gospel is, we got a huge. This ministry should not be. We need to be like-minded with that. So at the end of the day, if the Lord were to, if the Lord chooses to bless this ministry, it's just an effective, could be an effective seed sowing ministry in which we're targeting groups that most Christians don't want to touch with a 10-foot Bible. And that's not okay, guys. There are witches and Wiccans and pagans and Satanists and fortune tellers and New Agers that need to have the opportunity to believe in and accept the gospel of Jesus Christ. And let me tell you something. I'm human. I don't want some witch who's sitting on the lap of Satan to call down some curse on me. I don't like that idea. But you want to know something? The blood of my Savior is infinitely more powerful and stronger than anything Satan can throw at us. Now, yes, I'm expecting spiritual warfare. I'm expecting um, that if I have some sensitivities, they're going to be touched upon. And I'm expecting that a lot of people are not going to respond too nicely. However, our God is great. Our God is great, and He could protect us, and He loves these people. He loves these people. So it is not difficult to find opportunities on the web. Okay, that's why we're going to pick one state at a time. And I am sure we're going to, you could go on Craigslist. They have forums there. You could go on personal websites or business websites. There are plenty of businesses out there that will tell you your fortune or read your tarot card. There are websites galore for the Mormons, for the Jehovah Witnesses, for the Christian Scientists, for Scientologists. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. It's not the the field is ripe for harvest. That's the least of our worries. You're going to have plenty of opportunities to reach out. The question is having the wisdom and the knowledge of what to write, what to say, how to say it, and we need to pray to the Lord for that. And I'm not saying that this is going to be easy, but that's why we're going to team up. That's why we're going to team up. We're not going to do this by ourselves. You're going to have um, one or two more soldiers next to you working as a team. And I'm not saying that the email is going to be like from, John, Paul, and Simon, but it might be, this is from Paul, but I'm going to keep, John and Simon close by and let them know what's going on. So we work in teams. Why did the Lord send them out 2 by 2? Okay. So as we break up into smaller teams, we'll say, let's get a list of every single Kingdom Hall in Arkansas. And then you send emails to this five, I'll send them to this five, and this five. We'll pray over those Kingdom Halls. We'll talk to each other about, have we got any feedback? How should we respond? What are some good verses? We'll let the prayer team know what's going on. It's a team effort, guys. We might be sheep going out amongst wolves, but at least we'll be in pairs, 2 or 3. So I'm really excited about tomorrow's video. It's a nice, neat little video talking about this ministry. It's got some funny parts to it. And I'm hoping that, the Lord chooses who's going to finalize this team. Right now we have about 20 to 30 interested TOL subs. And that's plenty to get going. But there needs to be, to close this off so that we could just focus on who the Lord chose, who's serious about this, and let's roll up our sleeves and get going. So if you are on this, is there anybody here, because we got about 460 people here, is there anybody here who's already committed to being a part of this team? And that you already sent me an email, you already got a response. Anybody willing to admit that they've already committed to doing this? Just give me a thumbs up, okay? So if you have already committed, then you should have received an email by now with the link to our Discord page, our Discord server. And once you get to the Discord server, you have to direct message Amy Jo, and Amy Jo will lead you into our private room, which will be our bunker, right? Because if you're not in the bunker, you're not in the ministry. That's going to be our headquarters. So if you haven't received an email yet, I would ask you if you could email me again and remind me to resend it or send it for the first time, because we're going to get going after 12 noon tomorrow. We're gonna push forward on this. Okay. Now, the other thing is, if you're a TOL Discord member or whatever they call it, it doesn't mean you're part of this ministry. We just are using our server, and we have a special room in that server that is exclusively for the TOL Special Forces. All right. So I look forward to getting to know you guys a little bit more, the Special Force. And I'm also hoping that we could use in our room voice communication instead of just texting. Perhaps we might do some, some sort, not what did they call it? Where you do those face-to-face meetings. Is it Zoom? We might do voice chat or Zoom for prayer or something. But we'll figure it all out. Anyways, so let me stop there. That's enough about TOL Special Forces. Let's talk a little bit now about what's going on in Bizarro World. And again, I'm gonna type my email here. If you guys are interested, let's get this thing going. Let's get the word out. You could email me. It's out here. Boom. Okay. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the world, okay? Because this is Night Watch after all. Okay? Now, every time a high watch date comes and goes, you get a little bit of a lull, you get a little bit of a pullback in the watchman community, and it's almost like a regrouping, a regathering, a reforming, or something like that. But everything in the world is not on pause. It's not. It's not stagnant. We, in the past 24 hours, if you had your hopes high for this past weekend, and it has come and gone, here we are on Monday, December 7th. Tuesday, December 7th. Wednesday, December 8th is 30 minutes away from me. So life's still going. And the good news is that even though the rapture did not happen on Saturday or Sunday, that we're that much closer to the rapture as the hours have passed. This world is not getting brighter. It's not getting better, regardless of what the stock market wants you to think. Right? The bottom line is that the agenda, things are going fast forward. Israel is very clearly about to attack if they haven't already. I think there's debate whether they bombed or not already in Syria. I think that at the end of the day, we're going to see that we are moving forward. We are clearly moving forward, and that things prophetically are still going on. We have this mysterious volcano that doesn't want to let up, right? We have the war sirens sounding off in the Middle East. There's rumors of war, and also there are some mandates that are out there that are going through. And I understand there's courts arguing and fighting these things, but things are passing, things are going through. So we are on a road where we are heading towards the tribulation period, and the Lord could return. The Lord does not have to be on our timeline. The Lord does not have to fit into our theories. The Lord could come back whenever he wants to. It doesn't have to be attached to anything special or specific. He does it when he does it. Now, again, in my understanding, my mind, certain things seem to fit better than other things. But you know what? When he comes and gets us, it'll be perfect, whatever it is. I don't understand it right now, but when it happens, I'm sure it'll be perfect because God is perfect and his timing is perfect. So we got to keep hope. There's a lot of stuff going on. This certainly is the end of days. And even this ministry might not get its feet off the ground much, but we want to occupy. We want to stay busy. And maybe, just maybe, this ministry will be used by the Lord to get that last Gentile that's been lagging behind. So Special Forces, TOL Special Forces, is, just like Ramblin' Rose says, a great way to occupy before he comes. Now, if you think the rapture is far off, well, maybe Special Forces have plenty of time to reach out to many, many people. We don't know, but we want to be used of God. Excuse me. I'm trying to hold back the the yawns and the tiredness. I am tired. I did work on a video already before coming online, so I'm a bit spent. Had to edit that and get that posted. So tune in 8 a.m. Wednesday morning and watch the video on TOL Special Forces. If you're interested in joining, you have by noon on Wednesday, and then the ship is setting sail. Wait until you watch the video and see if that helps you make your decision or not. But most of all, just ask the Lord. The Lord should give you a desire. If the Lord doesn't give you a desire, don't force it. Right? Other than that, thank you for tuning in. Jesus Christ is coming back soon. We're going to occupy. Please join, even if you don't interested in TOL Special Forces. Click the link that Rambling Rose has. She's one of the moderators here. She has a blue wrench next to her name. Click the link for Discord and join. There's over 800 brothers and sisters in the Lord. It's a nice place to fellowship. It's a nice place to hang out. And it's free. Everything, okay? It's free. TOL Special Forces is free as well, right? Everyone who does this, it's going to be unto the Lord, okay? So, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope to see you here, there, but especially in the air. God bless.